All right, questions for Nia Coffey. We'll start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Nia.
Hi.
It seemed like you were doing a little bit more ball handling in Phoenix the other day. How comfortable are you with that, just in terms of getting the ball up the floor and even being able to take your defender off the dribble?
I'm comfortable with it. Just when the opportunity presents itself, just do whatever is needed in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, is it something like you enjoy, or it was just kind of, all right, I'll do it if you ask me to, or just kind of just worked out that way?
I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to answer this question. I do that all the time. It's just the opportunity doesn't really present itself, I guess, this season, but that's part of my game. So if I can do it, great.
What's the biggest challenge Vegas presents on the interior for you tonight?
I believe they're leading the league in points in the paint, and they obviously have, Asia and Liz that are big forces on the inside. So we just have to make sure that our post defense is where it needs to be, and our team defense is also there as well.
Thanks,
Rashawn. We'll go to Roz Golden Wude with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Nia, what's up?
Hi.
Hey, I just want to follow up on what you said to Rashawn. What is your role on the post defense as far as helping out with their tandem inside?
Well, I think majority of the time I'll be guarding a post, so I will have to focus on my one-on-one defense and just making sure that I'm also supporting, having help wherever it's needed as well.
How is that for you, transferring from defending maybe a wing player to then defending, not only a big, but like one of the top bigs?
Well, I usually guard across the board, so it's nothing new to me. I know that Liz and Asia, they're really good players, so we just have to make sure that we're just on point with our defense and our help side.
Okay. How much has the team improved since the last time you saw the Aces, and where might you be able to point that out?
I mean, yeah, that was one of our first games, so we improved a lot, but our team also looks very different just with the situation that we're in. So, I mean, we're getting better each and every day of just our chemistry and just learning how we move on offense and our defensive scheme. So we've improved. It's just, putting it together and then just, going with the flow with how the season is going with the circumstances that we're facing.
Do you guys embrace the mentality of being an underdog?
I think we're just embracing on getting better every day and staying true to us. I mean, with all the things that we've had to encounter this season, I think our endurance and stamina and perseverance are just being tested. And I think we're doing a good job of just staying together and just focusing on what we can do each day.
And I'll finish with this. You mentioned endurance, stamina. Does fatigue ever play a factor, given that the bodies are low and you're doing a lot? Can you honestly say, hey, I feel that?
Yeah, I mean, fatigue plays a role, but, you just have to make sure that you focus on what you can do in the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Nia? All right, thank you, Nia. All right, questions for Arella. We'll go to Roz Golden Wude with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Arella, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. I'll ask a question that is about you and the team. Since it was early in the season when you last saw the Aces, how much and in what ways do you think the team has improved? And what could you say for yourself, like how and where you think you've improved at this point of the season?
I think the team has improved, our chemistry on and off the court. I think we're learning to just limit things that we can control. We just believe that in many of the games that we have lost, it's all has been in our control pretty much. So we're just learning every day just to control the controllables out there on the court and really just continue to build chemistry with each other so we can just click on the floor. I think for myself, just learning how, I think just transferring everything that I'm doing in practice into the game, and just waiting for my opportunity coming out and playing hard. I think I just kind of kicked it up a notch since I first got here, learning to just change my pace and just move quicker and think quicker out there on the court.
Have you ever been an underdog in your life? Do you ever have that? Has that ever happened to you?
I think my whole life has been like underdog. I think I've been counted out my whole life. I've constantly had to prove myself, which is not bad because it's easier to go up than to come down. So I think I've always had that dog fight inside of me because, I didn't come from, a popular basketball state, well, a basketball town. And I just always had to work for what I had.
Thank you.
Sean Haylock, Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Arella.
Hey.
You talked about being able to transfer things from practice over into the games. What are some of the difficulties that come with that?
I think like when you're used to like playing 30, 40 minutes, just learning to click it on when you're sitting for a good like 10, 15 minutes, and then just having that same intensity translated into the game. It's a lot more difficult because you might be a little colder. You don't have the feel of the ball and the feel of the game, the pace of the game. So you're looking at it from a different standpoint. So I'm just learning to, have that dog in it inside of me once I step on the court rather than feel the game out because, I don't really have the opportunity to feel the game out yet. So.
How much, I know you had the ball in your hands a lot in college. How much did you just catch and shoot? And where are you at with that process of your game?
That's really all I work on most of the time. Learning to just score without the ball right now. Because I'm not put into a lot of pick and roll situations. I'm not put into a lot of situations where I'm coming up the screen and plays for me, like it was in college. So others have to create for me to get my shot off most of the time when I'm out there. So I've always been a shooter. Number one, that was like my first job in like high school. So I've always been a shooter. I just translated and became a more versatile player with creating for others. So getting back to that catch and shoot, which I already had in my game, just making it more second nature right now. That's all it is.
Is it the comfort level is there then, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What are some of the, you talked about just, things just being a little bit different, just playing more off the ball. How do you sort of find your spots? How are you trying to find your spots?
Well, within the offense, we play in a lot of triangles, really. So I know I'm going to either get a shot from the corner, I'm going to get a shot from the elbow, or probably on the wing. So I know what spots that, my teammates like to find me in at this point of the season. It's just about making shots from when I get those opportunities. It's pretty straightforward. It's not a difficult task. It's just, really just confidence. That's really all it is.
And then individually for you, where are you defensively?
Defensively, I think I have jumped. I have jumped tremendously with my defensive mindset. At first, like I was always a poised defender because I've always used my length around people. And seeing the intensity that the Sparks have when they play defense just wasn't clicking with me yet. Like I thought I was playing defense. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, they're not driving past me. They're not, they're not scoring on me, but that's not the case. It's just a certain attitude that the Sparks have, and when they play defense, a certain pressure that they like to bring. And although it might turn into a mistake, your teammate will pick you up. And I had to learn to trust my teammates and be okay with, hey, that pressure is good enough. And if I do mess up, my teammates got my back. So I once I figured that out, I think that has just brought my defense into a whole different level. So I think I'm moving in the right direction towards what Sparks want for me defensively.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.